Alright, welcome everybody! We are in Game 2 of TheMista vs. Nimphelos, and once again they are both going to be playing as beta. This time TheMista will be in the bottom left, Nimphelos again playing in the top right. And the map this time is going to be Coastlands. Both of them are sending their initial scout to the other player's base, and they have both taken opposite routes, so they should be able to arrive unharried. And both will be able to scout easily what their opponent is doing. Here in the bottom left, TheMista is going with one factory. Nimphelos also going with one factory, not going to go with a more aggressive two-factory start this time. Small hub going up there by the geyser. Mista will screen away that harassing scout with a new commando. But a wall has gone up here on this geyser, Nimphelos' starting area, so he will not be able to harvest that at any point in the near future. Small hub will be paused here to prevent walls going up on his own geyser. They're both spreading themselves out very thin, just kind of exploring the map at this point, taking stock of what their opponent is going to do. We are going to see a second factory here from Nimphelos. He's massing commandos here in his base. And an extractor is actually going up on this geyser, but the refinery is not on the hub. It's here in his here on his headquarters. And we've already got stalkers being produced here in Nimphelos' base from his second factory. He's definitely putting quite a strain on his economy, working two factories off one refinery. And we do have another wall going up here from TheMista on his own geyser. Meanwhile, a second refinery is about to complete here in TheMista's base, and when it does, he's going to have quite an economic advantage over his opponent. Stalkers will be able to kill that wall relatively soon, however, and we also have a small force of commandos making its way up the right side. Commando does make his way onto the wall. Does a little bit of damage to one stalker before the wall is destroyed. We've also got some defensive walls going up here from Nimphelos to protect. The four commandos do make it into the harvester line and take out one harvester before being killed, which is actually not a great return on investment considering he spent 320 on those four commandos, but is only going to kill 177 worth in those harvesters. That being said, time is a lot more valuable to TheMista right now than it is to Nimphelos, who's still operating on only one refinery, while TheMista has made his way up to two, and is now getting himself another factory. He's also got a second factory on his headquarters, as well as some defensive walls. Nimphelos is now almost 5 minutes in the game, still operating on only one refinery. And no aggression from him at all. Oh, I take that back! I take that back. We have stealth stalkers here, I think. Oh, maybe not. I guess they're not stealth, they're just regular stalkers. Still, it seems like a shame to bring only 4 stalkers to harass and have this huge army of commandos just sitting in his base. Purely on defense, I guess. Stalkers kind of just sitting around over there. Not really going to be able to make too much happen here in the Mista's base with this many commandos defending. But a second refinery is about to complete. And now that this wall's been destroyed, we will be able to harvest from that geyser. And a stealth attachment is going up on this with a factory as well. These two stalkers will be scared off into the brush there. They've taken quite a bit of damage as well. Lots of commandos pushing them out. Nimphelos will back off completely. These two stalkers making their way out to meet up as well. And now that he's got a second refiner, we're going to see some more hubs going up here, as well as finally completing these wall turrets, maybe? I don't think either of them is completed, are they? No. He's got them both paused for some reason. Ooh, one of those stalkers got taken out by commandos there. And we actually have no stealth attachment from Nimphelos, so no stealth stalkers anytime in the near future. But now that we do have a stealth attachment here from TheMista, he probably will be getting stealth stalkers. And he's also got 2 more factories pumping as well. But I think both of them are on 2 refineries right now. Third one going up from TheMista right now. Nimphelos putting up a lot of defensive walls here in his base. Cancels a few there. So these may complete. He leaves this area completely unprotected, however. He's going to have to use his actual units to defend that, and an artillery attachment is going up, as well as a stealth attachment now. TheMista appears to remain consistently ahead of his opponent's economy, always seeming to have one more refinery than him. And their armies are of somewhat equal size. I think TheMista actually has quite a few more commandos. Stalkers will help supplement Nimphelos' damage here in this engagement, but they are very, very hurt, and if they get focus fired, that will be a problem. Mista's not engaging, however. Just trying to take out the extractor without actually engaging this giant blob. Neither one of them seems to want to commit to that fight. The extractor is going to go back up, as well as some offensive walls there from TheMista. And I suspect that stealth stalkers are probably already being researched. This economic harassment, however, by taking out that extractor is a serious setback for Nimphelos, who's operating on only 1 refinery right now. And they just do not want to engage. Neither one of them wants to engage. The difference here is that TheMista has his opponent completely contained. Oh, that's actually TheMista's wall. That's not even a defensive wall. That's an offensive wall. So yeah, his opponent is completely contained here. And I don't know how Nimphelos plans to break out. What's kind of funny is that unless some of them have units in this brush, which they might, I have no way of knowing. Nimphelos could break out by flying a Stratus somewhere and like trying to build a proxy without his opponent noticing. But then again, trying to execute any strategy that relies on your opponent not scouting it is very dangerous. But at this point, it seems like he may not really have much of a choice. Because if his economy doesn't get jump-started soon, he's never going to be able to keep up. This 3rd refinery completed ages ago. There's a 4th one as well. Wow, what is this music? I can't change it. It's just like crazy music. This is probably like the ending theme. Okay. ridiculously epic music for this anti-tower battle. Oh my god, 5 stalkers are killing a wall! Holy shit! These harvesters are dying! I've never heard this one before. I like it. And a 5th refinery just went up here. TheMista's economy is really just exploding at this point. I don't know how Nimphelos is going to be able to keep up with this. And if he continues to just not engage and just defend with a giant blob of commandos, it's really just a matter of time before he gets blasted by a Nimbus or something. Speaking of which, he's got some that are probably about to get produced here. Oh, what was that? Oh, okay. I thought maybe Nimphelos had pulled off some crazy stealth stalker maneuver here, but it was just a seeker. He did have a seeker scouting his opponent's base, so he does know Nimbuses are on the way, but what he's going to do with that knowledge, I certainly don't know. Oh no! Stealth stalkers have made their way into his base. They are getting picked off, though. It looks like there's not that many. Most of them just got killed. I think he probably had a seeker somewhere in this blob while giving him vision of those stealth stalkers. But in the meantime, his force of commandos has moved in over here on the left and is going to take out this extractor again. But it looks like Nimphelos is finally going to make an aggressive push out of his base. Big push by Nimphelos is making his way forward. He takes out a seeker and a small hub here. There is a decent amount of stalkers, however, that he'll have to contend with. Commandos can engage stalkers pretty effectively. Oh, what was that? Oh, and Nimbus just dropped a bomb on all of those commandos and took out that whole blob. Oh, nice timing on that Nimbus, and he's got a huge flank of commandos behind, and that push gets completely shut down. The only thing that he really managed to destroy during that was a small hub, and that's going to get easily reconstructed now. Meanwhile, here in Nimphelos' base, pretty much all that remains of his army is this force of commandos, one hailstorm, a cloudburst, a few more commandos there, and it looks like he's going to make one desperate final charge forward, but I don't think it's going to be able to do much as he's still operating on only 2 refineries, 13 minutes into the game. The hailstorm is going to get taken out there by the Nimbus. Oh, the Nimbus bomb actually missed a little bit there. Second Nimbus, however, is moving up. He's trying to dodge. Oh, he kind of did, but I don't think it's going to matter. All of these forces are just cleaning him up so easily. His force here in the south got picked up by all of the stalkers and stuff in the brush. He's got a few more forces making their way out of his base, but again, I really don't know what he's going to do about his current situation. And there it is. GG being thrown. TheMista has won his opening round. And Nimphelos will be eliminated from the tournament. Well played, Mista. Happy Valentine's Day!